Hello! I just want to say hello to the five fish fangirls. No, that's wrong. I want to say hello to the five-ish fangirls. Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yes,
correct.
that's
Anyway,
correct.
hello.
Hello.
Hello. That's five hellos to the five fish-ish fangirls. Bye.
This is Sophie Aldred, who was Ace in the series Doctor Who, the Five Ish Fangirls podcast. No, hang on a minute. The Five Fish. No, Sylvester's done that one already. Five Fish Fangirls podcast. The Five ISH Fangirls. No. Hang on a minute. Hang on. The Five-ish Fangirls podcast. You are listening to the tangents and squee will continue.
The tangents and squee continue all the way to episode 251 of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. And regardless of your geeky and or fandom related needs, there's probably an app for that. Welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. So glad you could join us. Let's start off like we do every week on the virtual table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Brittany in Bethlehem.
This is Holly from Wisconsin.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hopefully those that had to change their clocks over the weekend are adjusting fine. Obviously, I'm not.
I crashed really early last night.
Yeah. My biggest thing is my stomach gets confused.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to eat. Like, no, the clock says different.
Between a little bit of a headache, and then, of course, one of my clocks that I have in my room, it doesn't switch times, and of course, it's the one right by my bedside. So I looked over Sunday morning thinking, oh crap, I overslept. I need to get up and take the doggies out. I look, I'm like, wait a minute, I still have an hour.
Yep.
Back to sleep. I changed the clock first, and then I went back to sleep.
Yeah.
I splurged on myself a while back and got a clock that alarm clock that automatically switches for daylight saving time.
Okay.
Even if the power goes out or I accidentally plug it back in, it goes straight back to where it's supposed to be. It's nice.
Nice.
Oh my. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Well, before I fall asleep because it's pitch black outside and it's not even 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Let's do the news. So just a couple of pieces of news, and both happen to be Doctor Who related, actually.
And the first bit of news, I'm jumping up and down and just like,
Same.
release date, please.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait a while. But we are getting a new Doctor Who novel with the 13th Doctor. But this one has been written by Sophie Aldred, who played the 7th Doctor's companion, Ace.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be called Doctor Who at Childhood's End. And the synopsis that we've been given is past, present, and future collide as the 13th Doctor is reunited with her friend Ace. Once a girl called Ace traveled the universe with the Doctor. Decades later, she is known as Dorothy McShane, the reclusive millionaire philanthropist who heads global organization A Charitable Earth. Dorothy is haunted by terrible nightmares, vivid dreams that begin just as scores of young runaways are vanishing from the dark alleyways of London. Could the disappearances be linked to sightings of sinister creatures lurking in the city's shadows? Why has an alien satellite entered a secret orbit around the moon? Investigating the satellite with Ryan, Graham, and Yaz, the Doctor's thrown together with Ace once more. Together they must unravel a malevolent plot that will cost thousands of lives. Dun, dun, dun.
I wonder if she's going to have any Nitro 9 as a backup.
Oh, probably.
This is going to be interesting. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Same.
Just to read Ace's reaction of seeing another incarnation of the Doctor.
Yeah. And be female.
Right?
On top.
Yes.
So, because I
Makes you wonder
haven't listened to enough Seventh Doctor Big Finish to
Mhm.
know what Ace knows, if anything, about regeneration. So,
Yeah, I can't.
I wonder if the 13th Doctor's going to pull out a set of spoons and start playing them.
yeah. So, because the older books, not the books that are being released now, which are canon, but the older novels, there's some good possible contradiction and continuity issues.
Right.
So, but I believe at one point, supposedly Ace was going to go to the academy on Gallifrey.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
Mhm.
remember.
Yeah. So, so Ace might actually know a thing or two about regeneration. So if she, I guess in theory, if she had gone through the academy, she could have been granted regenerations. But either way, it should be interesting.
The Doctor would know to tell the companions about regeneration.
Well,
But
I mean,
also,
if she
knowing
was
the
going
Doctor.
yeah, if she was going to go to the academy, we would at least hope the Doctor would have given her a rundown on what it meant.
Mhm.
So, but either way, it's always fun to see a classic era companion come back in any form or fashion and meet appear in New Who. As we know it. So, and the fact that this is written by Sophie is just kind of icing on the top. So, because we actually have not seen a lot of stuff actually created by those on the show. Oh, of course, obviously, Big Finish, Nicholas Briggs, but still.
He did that before he was on Doctor Who.
Yeah. So we haven't really gotten like novels and stuff written by people who were on the show. Obviously, we had Scratchman that was written by Tom Baker that came out earlier this year. So hopefully, maybe this is the start of something. We'll have to see how this goes. How it gets received, I guess. But it is it's scheduled to be published 6th of February, and it will be available as an audiobook and CD and digital download on the same day as the book publication, and that will also be narrated by Sophie.
Nice.
Yep.
So is that 6th of February just for UK or us too?
It doesn't say. It just says Doctor Who at Childhood's End will be published on the 6th of February 2020. But it can be pre-ordered. But again, I don't know if that's US or UK only or both or... Excuse me. And then if you need even more to add to your collection, it was announced at London Comic-Con recently that Fury from the Deep is going to be released next year in 2020. An animated version of Fury from the Deep. It will be released on DVD, Blu-ray, and as an exclusive steelbook, which will make Sean very happy. So it is going to follow the Faceless Ones, which was announced earlier this year, and will help fill in the gap in the missing Doctor Who episodes. For those that don't remember, Fury from the Deep is a missing 6th serial from the 5th season of Doctor Who, which was first broadcast in 6 parts from March to April 1968. It's Patrick Troughton as the 2nd Doctor, And the story concerns a colony of sentient parasitic seaweed last seen in the 18th century returning to attack a number of gas installations in the North Sea in an attempt to take over humanity. Oh, and this is one where there absolutely nothing exists within the BBC archives, just snippets of footage and still images. But they have a off-air recording of the soundtrack, which is what they're going to be using to make sure to have the animation. So more Doctor Who.
So always a good thing.
To the collection while we wait for Doctor Who to come back, which the BBC was teasing us on Halloween.
Wasn't what they were teasing?
I don't know, because then the Sophie Aldred book announcement came out right after that. So I don't know if the tease was for the book, because the look is kind of similar, the Doctor in the Shadows, but
the cover is kind of
similar.
the same.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
at the same time, it's different enough that I don't know. I don't know if that's what they were teasing or if they're teasing something else.
Yeah, cause like I remember when I saw the image, I'm like, oh, they're finally gonna give us a date or something. And then in the book, the news about the book, I'm like, wait, was that what we're supposed to be waiting for?
Yeah, well, the thing is,
BBC, I'm confused.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the announcement of the book actually came out a day earlier than it was supposed to, because I saw Sophie say something on social media like, well, this wasn't supposed to be announced till tomorrow, but since it's out, yay, I'm doing a thing and I'm very excited about it. So I don't know. I mean, with the BBC, you just never know.
Yeah.
They just like to tease us
Mm-hmm.
a lot. So anyway. Speaking of books, the poll is up so you can vote for December's book, and I'm sure once we find out for sure whether that publishing date is worldwide or UK only, that odds are that Childhood's End is going to end up on the book club poll at some point in 2020.
Almost definitely, or it might be across the board. Presidential book club decision. That's the book we're reading. There will be no poll.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can go vote for December's book for the last book of the year. As scary as that is to say.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, tell me about it. We'll be 2020.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Oh my. So there is that. And then feedback. Speaking of books, more Doctor Who books, actually. We got a comment on our website from Steffi Cat on our last week's episode 250. And said, they said, just listen and heard you got some Doctor Who books. I got a few. They said, I own Decalogue and love it. Said, all the short stories link to the mystery that the private eye is trying to solve. And just so you know, there are 2 more Decalogue books with the same setup, not with a PI, but with interconnected stories. So now I'm going to have to hunt down the 2 other books that are in the Decalogue series. So that's cool. So thank you, Steffi Cat, for the comment and the information. All right. Moving on to this week's topic, we're going to get a little, I don't want to say techie, but in a way, I guess it kind of is techie. So we've throughout all of our years of podcasting, we've suggested movies and books and podcasts and this, that, and the other thing. So it was only a matter of time before we got around to giving you recommendations for apps.
Yeah.
So obviously, most people know the big ones: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat,
I was gonna talk about all
Vine
of
back
those.
when it was a thing. Yeah.
Wow.
But we thought we would suggest some others that maybe you aren't as familiar with. They could be, something geeky related or something that we just find helps us with our everyday life. Obviously, of course, you need to check with your particular device manufacturer and service provider on whether these apps are actually available to you. But that being said, let's, I guess, jump into it. Does anyone have anything that they're like, oh my goodness, I have to tell you about X?
Not necessarily.
No. I have like 3 that I kind of bundled together.
Okay.
They don't necessarily work together because they don't, but they do similar things, just different. If that okay, that probably doesn't make sense because you have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, I have on my phone. I have an iPhone for context, I guess. I have in kind of tandem use is Letterboxd, which
I have
is
download that.
which allows you to track movies that you've watched. You can make lists of things that you want to watch, things you have watched. You can make reviews when you see something. So it's like, it's just a good way to keep track of what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I just have the basic free app. I guess like the Pro gives you like way more stats and other options and things like that, but I'm cheap. So I just use the free, which is fine for what I need, really. But like it has like every movie under the sun. So at least it seems like, though. And you can look up movies by release date, by genre. You can do most popular, highest rated. There's some specific lists. Like right now I can do top 100 documentaries. That's I like that, to be able to keep track of what I've seen and what I want to see. And then there is TV Time, which essentially is like Letterboxd, but for TV, although TV Time has now added movies. So I guess you could drop Letterboxd if you wanted to.
Or
and just use TV Time.
I'll have to download Letterboxd and see which one's better.
It depends on what functionality you want. So, because I haven't used TV Time for anything other than TV shows.
Same.
So I don't know what functionality it has for movies that Letterboxd may or may not have. TV Time is interesting because it does like, how it shows like how many episodes you've watched in the the last total, or in the last month, how many hours you've watched, how much total you've watched.
Which
or when a certain show is going to be returning.
Yes,
that's
that's nice. So it'll show you not just what's aired, but also what's coming up. And it works whether it's stuff that's aired on TV or if you're using like Netflix or something. You can track, or Hulu or any of those, it doesn't matter what platform you're watching it on, because it doesn't care. It just knows the episodes, how many seasons, how many episodes, the titles, usually a synopsis of some sort. But yeah, it has upcoming. So, if you're not sure if something's going to be airing, you can check and it'll tell you. So,
and I actually found, like, I forgot which show it was, but I wasn't sure, like, if the show was coming back. So I either missed an announcement or something. And, like, I was on TV Time one point and says, "Oh, this is coming back in, like, 90 days or something." I'm like, wait, what? So, I've seen news like that before.
Yeah. Like right now it's telling me that season 7 of Star Wars The Clone Wars comes back in 89 days.
Yep.
Meanwhile, tonight there's an episode of Prodigal Son. So
yes.
So there's that, and then I know I've mentioned the website, but they have an app too, Just Watch.
Yes.
There's an app along with a website, which is essentially Google, but specifically for TV shows and movies. So you're like, I want to watch, I'll pick something like, I want to watch the movie Pretty Woman, and I don't know where I can watch it. So you can type in Pretty Woman, and there it is. There's Julia Roberts, looking all happy. And according to Just Watch, you can watch the trailer. It gives you ratings, so like Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, that sort of thing. What it's actually rated, so in this case rated R, runtime, the cast, and it's like people who like this also liked. But the biggest thing is it tells you where you can watch it, whether it's available for streaming, whether you can rent it, if it's rentable, or if you can purchase it, how much, which is nice. And if it's available in different, like, not formats, but like qualities, whether it's available in SD, HD, that sort of thing. So like in this case, right now, Pretty Woman is not streaming anywhere, apparently, but it is available for rent on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Google Play, Apple, Fandango, Vudu, PlayStation, and Microsoft. And that's also available for purchase on all of those places as well. So, and you can filter for, based on what you have. So it's like, if you just have Netflix, because it'll also give you like what's new releases, and you can filter that versus, what you have. So it's like, what has been released on Netflix recently, and it'll tell you. So I use those three kind of like together as one big kind of entertainment bundle, so I can keep track of what I'm watching, what I have watched, when things are coming back, where I can find things, especially as you start getting, more and more proprietary like streaming services. It gets hard, and people start claiming like stuff, like supposedly Doctor Who is going to go to HBO when HBO launches their service, even though right now it's on Amazon Prime. That way you can kind of keep track of where stuff is, because otherwise you'll be like, I swore that movie was on Hulu, and you're not seeing it. You can go to Just Watch, and they'll be like, no, it's available on, Roku or something. So,
and like they because and those times when like they just drop off, and unless you're paying really good attention, you don't know they drop off the streaming services until you try to go look for like, Wait a second, this was just here. Where did
Yeah.
it go?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, exactly. So I find those three together very helpful, since I'm not someone that just sits in front of the TV and just kind of watches whatever. So I'm going to be adding a lot to both TV time and Letterboxd when Disney Plus drops next week. So, like, I've now
Another
watched
app we
this,
all know
this,
we're gonna have.
this, and this. Yeah. Like, I've now watched this, this, and this, and this.
Uh-huh.
So. So those are 3 suggestions right there.
Uh-huh.
So do you guys have?
Besides the Goodread app, there's also
Yep.
one called Litzy, which is kind of like Goodreads and Instagram had a kid.
Oh, okay.
So you can post pictures of the book, and it'll keep track of how many books you read, but there's no like challenges, and there's no real like community groups. So if you're kind of looking to get away from that, but just keep track of what you're reading, you can do Litzy. So,
I've not heard of that, but that sounds interesting.
I think that's one like I've heard of, and I like mean to like check it out, but I always seem to forget. I've seen it on an ad or something. I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, and then I don't actually download it. I guess I can go now. Oh. Sorry. This is a relatively new one that I discovered recently. It's called Raindrop.io. It's a bookmark manager.
Ah,
cool.
Which I found very helpful because I read a lot of fan fiction on my phone, mainly.
yeah.
And then I can find a story I really like. I'll normally bookmark it onto the Safari, but it won't connect to my website. I cannot talk apparently. Won't connect to my Google Chrome. So with Raindrop.io, you can put it in that app, and then you download either the extension for the web browser, or go to the website, and you would have all the bookmarks that you've saved on any of the web browsers that you go on one spot.
Huh.
Which I found very useful. So I'm not before that, if I wanted to find, I either download the not download, but what? I forgot what I'm trying to say, but it was complicated. Or I would email myself the website and then manually put it in my bookmarks.
Yeah.
So now this is as easy. I can just automatically go to what I want and follow.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've had to make bookmarks in the browser on my phone when reading fan fiction, especially if it's a story that I've really gotten into. But I don't necessarily want to have to go back and try and find that while browsing through other stuff. So I'd bookmark that. I have multiple bookmarks, all for technically the same website, but just different sections of the website. Sometimes it'd be a specific story. Sometimes it'd be a specific just topic, or fandom.
You
with
should see how
certain
many
search parameters are, filters already applied.
I have so many of those. Like, I mean, I have stories or even fandoms that I haven't looked at since I was in like middle school. Like,
well, there's some that like they get, depending on how specific you get, there's some that get some are people can be very prolific in churning out new material. So you could just go to that broader umbrella and get, a ton of new or updated stories. But then there's some other fandoms that are maybe a bit more niche, so they don't get as updated as often. But it's like, I don't want to be having to keep putting in the same search parameters every single time just to see if somebody's bothered to add something new. So I just create a buttload of bookmarks, but even that can be annoying, going from bookmark to bookmark to bookmark and then checking to see if anything, has
Because
changed.
sometimes those subscribe to author or subscribe to, whatever search parameter, sometimes those don't work all that
Exactly.
well for the updates.
Yeah.
when you subscribe to the author, like there's been times like I've subscribed to author because they wrote it for a fandom, but like I didn't check, so that's like the only story they ever wrote about that fandom, and then like they stopped putting out other stories about fandoms I have no idea about. I was like, why am I getting emails with these? And then like I check, like, oh right, because of that story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hashtag first world problems. Let's see here. What else have I got? Of course, there's a Big Finish app. Also,
Yes, it's a given. There's an app called Serial Box. There's free stories, but then they also have ones where you can purchase because they have an Orphan Black series called The Next Chapter. And then I know they are going to be diving into Marvel a little bit later. And I think the first one up is called Thor Metal Gods.
Oh.
Thor and Loki embark on a cosmic odyssey to stop the return of an ancient evil for it's going to go a span of 8 episodes. No info yet on voice cast, but it says a space adventure on an epic scale. Metal Gods propels Thor and Loki on a quest to recover a dangerous alien artifact, together with a Korean tiger goddess, a charismatic gender-fluid space pirate, a frost giant. Mercenaries, the sons of Odin, must each confront their pasts and face the truth behind the destruction of a planet that Thor once tried to help, tinged with humor, celestial horror, complex relationships, space battles, barroom brawls, and blasts of sheer fun.
Nice.
This sounds like it could be very, very good. So, yeah, I can highly suggest that. Because they did say that they are, they also going to be doing some Black Panther, Black Widow, and Jessica Jones.
Nice.
Yep.
That's what I need, more content to consume.
Yes. How did that say?
This is why I need so many apps to keep track of content. What have I consumed? What haven't I consumed?
Yes.
There's so much. I can't keep track. Let's see here. I've got. I don't have a lot of games, so I've got Pokemon Go, of course. I've got Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery, and then Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Yeah. For me, for games, I've got like Song Pop, Quiz Up, where you can play against a random opponent and do whatever topics. I mean, they've got Star Wars, they got Supernatural, they got Harry Potter,
Nice.
and all different kinds.
Yeah.
And Trivia Crack and Emoji Blitz for Disney.
Yeah.
I have this one. It's just mainly to like quench my 90s nostalgic, yeah. But it's called Tamagotchi Forever.
Ooh, that sounds
It's not
cool.
exactly the same as the little handheld thing you had when you in the 90s, but you basically take care of Tamagotchi from an egg to adult. And, like,
Nice.
just keep on going in a circle. Like there's
I might have tried it because don't they have like their own little room and get them toys and all that stuff?
Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
like you need to take care of them, make sure they eat, make sure they play, make sure they sleep, make sure they use the bathroom. It's cute. It's not, like I said, it's not exactly how I remember it, obviously, but it's just like, oh,
I'm sure the graphics are better than they were 20 years ago.
yes,
Mhm.
this color.
Bit more lifelike.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Not the black pixelated.
Yeah. That's cool, though. Oh, my. That brings back memories.
Mm-hmm.
Tamagotchi. Side tangent, or side thing, speaking of 90s nostalgia. I was at a conference for work today, and we had we were tabling to market our department of services, but there was also a booth there for the Scholastic Book Fair.
Oh,
And they had a
my
miniature
goodness.
book fair set up in their booth. I'm like, brings back memories.
Pretty much every elementary school kid favorite thing in the 90s. At least mine. At least.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not necessarily anything fandom or really geeky related, but is one app I've been using like since the beginning of the year. It's called Cladwell, and
Adwell.
yes, it is essentially an app for you to keep track of what you have in your closet, in your wardrobe.
Oh,
Oh.
So you can build your personal closet and put in like everything you own if you want. Or, you could do like your entire closet, but you could also do like specialty, like capsuled, like if you're going to go on vacation and you're only going to pack certain things, you can put those things in a specialty closet, and then it'll give you outfit suggestions.
cool.
Although it's the outfit suggestions, it tells you the weather, but I don't think it takes the weather into account when giving suggestions.
That sounds like you've gotten some questionable outfit choices.
Yes. It's like, hey, wear this dress and these shoes. I'm like, it's 30 degrees outside. No. So, yeah, some of the suggestions are a little like, I think you just picked like random pictures from my closet and threw it together and called it an outfit. But
Settings. Can you see where my location is?
yeah. The app is really new. It's probably like a year old, if because I've been using it since like literally the beginning of the year, and I'd only heard about it the very end of last year. So the app's not that old in the span of app life, I guess. So they are constantly making tweaks and stuff to it, and as time goes on, they'll adjust functionality. There are some things I wish that it had functions that hopefully are coming eventually. Like when you go to make, you can either do a suggested outfit or you can build your own. It would be nice if you could do more than 4 items in an outfit, especially getting to this time of year where you tend to layer a bit more. But it only gives you the option to choose 1 item from each category. And then I also wish it had more categories to choose from. And I also wish it had the option to do multiple outfits during a day on a single day. But hopefully stuff like that is coming down the pipeline. But it is nice to be able to, like, if I'm out shopping, to see what I have. And like, you can either they've got a lot of built-in pictures that are images that are already in there, or you can take pictures of your stuff in your closet and add your own pictures. So which is nice, because then I can see just how many graphic tees I own.
Yeah,
Which is a lot. But it has been nice, because every now and then it will give me an outfit suggestion where I'm like, I didn't think of putting those things together, but yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. So, sometimes it's shapes that I, didn't think of putting together. Sometimes it's color combinations I wouldn't have thought of on my own, which is nice. And then you can follow other people using the app and see their outfits, so you can potentially get inspiration from other people, which is nice. So it'll actually tell you how much of your wardrobe you're using. So it's according to them, the average person only wears 20% of their clothes in the closet. So since I started using the app in the last 90 days, I've worn 53% of my wardrobe, and all time in the last 309 days I've been using the app, I've worn 78% of my wardrobe. So that's pretty darn good, if you ask me. So, and it tells you your color palette, like what you own most of, because when you plug stuff in, you can tell it colors, and it'll tell you what you've most worn. So it's like, I own a lot of black and gray and blue, which doesn't surprise me. And I've worn a lot of black and gray and green and blue, because those are some of my favorite colors.
I wouldn't be surprised if I had that app and I did that'd be my color palette, because I know I have a lot of those colors.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the shirt I'm wearing now has black and blue in it.
Yeah. So it's not. It's got some functionality that needs to, some more things that I think should be added that will make the app even more interesting and functional to use. But even right now, it's nice. At the very least, it's nice to just literally have that closet and be able to see what I have. So, because I do see myself when I go out being drawn quite often to the same thing and not realize it. So this way I can look and be like, no, I already own 3 striped sweaters. I don't need another striped sweater. So That's nice. I like it. Ugh. Plus, I'm a sucker for anything that keeps a streak going.
Yeah, that's. Speaking of that, it's kind of a more well-known one. But speaking of streaks, I do love my time hop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And for anyone who doesn't know what time hop is, it's basically like go back a year. Go back your posts and pictures from that day year.
Yeah, it connects to your social media, and every day it'll tell you what you posted on whatever platforms you've linked it to.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't have anything from a year ago, but like today I have from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I'm currently on get to it 1,252 streak. It's probably my longest streak of anything I have.
And I re-downloaded the app not too long ago. The nice thing is if you erase it and come back, this time it doesn't start you over from one. It just picks up where you left off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I'm at 1,183.
I remember there was a time, like, if you missed a day, so there's been a few times I missed and I didn't have to do anything, but there's like a few times, like, a couple years ago, like, if I missed a day, if I wanted to keep the streak, you, like, either had to, like, pay $1 or watch a video. Like, I mean, I watched the video, but I wouldn't pay $1 for...
Yeah. Yeah, thankfully now, if you miss, it's not nearly as like devastating as before. Like if I missed a day, because like
it's back to zero.
Yeah, because like when I was on my cruise last year, and I knew I was not going to be able to get on my phone. I know it's a first world problem, but I was like, I don't want to lose my time hop streak, and thankfully I didn't. So. I did not get penalized for being out of the country for a few days and not being able to get on my phone. Hashtag first world problems. And the Cladwell, the nice thing about that is if you miss a day, you can go back and enter your outfit for that day, and then it'll pick your streak right back up. So
nice.
You just have to remember what you wore. Although you can make something up and it would not know the difference either.
Yeah.
So. Hopefully they'll add like more categories and more clothing options too, because like there have been stretches there where I've been like sick and I lived in like sweatpants for like a week. And they don't necessarily have sweatpants as an option. So I just have to find like the closest thing. But then you look at my outfits for like a string of days and I'm like, she wore like the same thing every day for like a week. I'm like, I was sick. I wore clothes. They just weren't cute. Oh, excuse me.
And I have a lot of like local apps. So I'm like, that's not gonna be like useful to anyone that except if they live where I live.
Yeah. I don't actually, for the most part. So, I mean, I have the app for my gym, which is a chain, but you have to log in with your membership, which then it ties you to your particular gym. So it's kind of local, yeah, kind of not. So, and then I have an app that was put on here after I was in my car wreck, and I got part of that medical study that's proprietary just to the study, so that won't help people either. So.
Like,
I mean, everything, pretty much everything I have on my phone, I use. Maybe not necessarily on a daily basis, but it is something I use eventually. Like I have both of the local, well, not local, but the closest theater chains. I have both Regal and AMC.
same.
I have their apps, which is really nice on $5 Tuesday on the AMC. I can just be like, what's playing at what time? Like, oh, that movie's playing. I can go see that, purchase $5 movie. So.
I have, because I'm weird and I like listening to them, but I have the BBC iPlayer radio, so I can listen to the radio stations in Britain, which is fun.
The news always sounds just a little less scary when it's done in a British accent.
Yes. So there's times like when I'm listening to it, and I like listen to it at night or something, and I get confused. I'm like, wait a second, this doesn't seem right. Or like they would say, here's the weather, and it's like, oh, it's like a toasty. Trying to think of what one would be in Celsius, because it's actually like if
like 23.
Yeah, 20 something. Like, wait, that's not like. Oh wait, I'm listening to the BBC
metric.
Yeah.
They use Celsius, which is different than Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Because one of the apps I had was able to track down the radio station that I listened to when I was in Spain. They had their own app, so I was just like, ooh, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get nostalgic, I just toss that on and away I go.
There was an app that I had years and years ago. I don't even know if it's still around. Like, this was when I first had my first smartphone, which was like 10 years ago. And it was like this app where you can listen to like almost any kind of radio station from all around the world. Like, there's at one point I don't know why I just randomly put one. It was like a station from like one of the African countries. Like, I have no idea what you're saying, but I was fascinated for a second. And then like they put on, and then like they put music on, and I'm like, wait a second, I recognize this song. So they either play like the actual like English song, or like they have like a translation of it. I'm like, oh wait, I recognize this. No, it was fun. I should remember the app, but like I said, that was like 10 years ago. It might not even be around anymore.
Mm-hmm. Quite a bit of travel related, which isn't necessarily stuff I use, I guess, on a daily basis, but comes in handy when I am on the road, like Gas Buddy, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check gas prices. Although I have a Costco membership, so I always look for Costco first. But not every Costco has a gas station. I learned that on our last road trip. So I have the Disney World, my experience, the Disney app.
Surprising no one.
Yeah. Like, I have not been at a Disney park recently. I have no plans to go to Disney park recently, but I really like having the app on my phone. Sometimes it's fun to open it up and just because it'll show you like the park hours, but then it'll also show you like the current wait times. So it's fun to go over there when you know it's really busy and just see how long the lines are and go, I'm glad I'm not there right now. That'll be fun come Christmas time. The weather app I have on my phone is called WT Forecast. What the forecast?
Oh yeah, I've seen those before, and
which it'll tell you the weather and the forecast, and usually with some snarky comment. And depending on your settings, the snarky comments can be very not safe for work.
Yeah, I have a friend that would post that were like, yeah, those are definitely a little. Be careful when you open that around.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and oftentimes it's based on the current weather conditions. So like right now, it's 54 degrees and cloudy. So it's saying the sun will come out tomorrow, maybe, but a lot of freaking good that does you today.
I have a puppies weather app, so you get cute puppies.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's funny is because it gives you the weather based on where you are. So
Yeah.
you need to have locations set. But if it can't figure out your location, it'll give you a random location. So like when I was in Toronto last year going to our cruise, I couldn't get service. So it just gave me the current weather in hell. Like literal hell. Like Dante's Inferno hell.
If you have the main Star Wars app, there's also a weather feature
Oh,
that if you have it track your location, because right now mine's just like 37 degrees. Alderaan, nice night to join the rebellion, because I've had Endor,
Yeah.
I've had Hoth, I've had the planet where the clones were from.
Yeah.
I haven't hit Tatooine yet, but I'm sure one of these hot summer days I probably will.
I have I don't have a lot of them, so I don't have like a huge use for it yet. But I have like the official Funko Pop app, which
I didn't know there was one.
I think it's relatively new. I've only had it for like a month or so, but you can keep track of all the Funkos you have, and it will show you the total value of your collection.
Oh wow!
Not at like how much you spent, but like how much, like, you know how like trading and if stuff's like
Rare.
missing. Yeah, rare. Yeah, according to this, I have 26 items and the worth $467.
Wow.
This might also be like if there was in a box or not. I don't keep my things. I don't keep them in the box.
Yeah,
So
me neither.
That's definitely that.
I have the
definitely,
boxes, but I don't keep them in the box.
Yeah, you can see all the. I don't think you can actually buy them from this. You can like look at them and add to your collection, add to a wish list, and it's like it's Funko Pop and plus like all the other brands that they have.
Mm.
So
That's cool. Thankfully, my Funko collection is small enough that I could name them off the top of my head.
and they have the Discovery coming soon, which is scary.
I don't need to know that. I know what's out there. I know what I want. I don't need to know what else is out there.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
And then I got a couple, like the Pluto TV app, the Tubi TV app, and one called the Stir TV app, which has the electric channel that has all the librarians and leverage, and then this one has a few more added channels, like the Con TV channel and a few others. It's like, ooh. So sometimes that's nice just to toss on for background noise.
Yeah. It's nice that there's those all those random like streaming apps.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're
the Pluto TV one, because I think they have a channel dedicated to James Bond movies.
Yeah. So it's like it's good. Like if you want something specific, but you really just want background noise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't necessarily care about ads or whatever. You just really want something familiar on in the background. Those are nice. So. Especially on the yeah, on the go.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll try to put links to as many as these as possible. So obviously they're apps. You need to go to the App Store to actually download them. But a lot of times there's websites where you can like read up on them.
Mm-hmm. Or they would actually have like a website for said, like a website version of said app if you don't want to download it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes, because there's precious storage space on your mobile device.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure you got enough memory to take a bazillion pictures of your cat or dog.
And or make sure you have enough room for when it does do a update.
Yes.
That. Or it's just like, okay, your space is getting low. Decide which pictures you want to delete, which audiobooks you want to delete, which apps can you give up with for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why I'm glad with the music, at least with Apple Music, you don't necessarily have to have it on your device if you're connected.
Yeah, you could just stream it.
Stream it, yeah.
It's nice when you have
nice.
a big collection like I do.
Same here. But then sometimes you're in certain areas where the streaming service is really sucky, so it's just like, oh, I might want to download X, Y, and Z, and then all of a sudden, oops, half your space is taken up.
Yep. Or in my case, my phone also doubles as my my video camera. So like if you go to my YouTube channel, although our YouTube channel too, some of the video from like different events for like the last year and some change, if not longer than that, is all that's shot on my phone.
Nice.
So because my vlogging camera broke a while back, and I'm not sure what I want to replace it with. So I just haven't. So I've just been using my phone, which 99.9% of the time is perfectly fine. But taking video, especially these days when you can take, depending on which device you have, you can take, HD, if not like Chauncey's phone will do 4K video.
Right.
That's really good video, but it takes up a lot of space. So like if I know I'm going on vacation or something, I'll offload some apps that I know I'm not going to be using just to free up the precious kilobytes and gigabytes that I know I'm going to be using to take pictures and video. So again, first world problems.
Mm-hmm. And every once in a while I just randomly go through like, okay, do I use this anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have I opened this app in like the last, I don't know, 6 months?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll have to check, like, make sure I don't have. There's a few like I'll get like a subscription for, but then like I stop using the app, and even delete it until I forget to pay the subscription. Wait, why am I getting billed every month? So I have to go and cancel that.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Any other
Not that I can think of.
suggestions?
Not really. Most of the other ones I have are like a local or like just boring utility type apps.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Like the ones that automatically come with your device and you can't take off.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
You can't offload to free up space if the world depended upon it.
Mhm.
It's like, do I really need a compass app in this day and age?
Mhm.
Like, I guess if I got lost out in the middle of nowhere and there was no cell phone service, but I have no plans on getting lost out in the middle of nowhere without any cell phone service. All right. Well, if any of our listeners have any suggestions or want to comment on any of our suggestions, the easiest way to do that is to send us an email, which is fiveishfangirls@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on social media and or our blog, like our feedback from this week's show. Steffi Cat, they just commented on the blog post, and that works too. You can go to our website, which is the5ishfangirls.com, and from there you can find links to all of our other social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which all have apps of their own.
Yeah, those I didn't mention because hey, it's given.
Yeah.
We got them.
Yeah. And of course, we have the Goodreads book club. There's an app for Goodreads. So there's that. If you would like to financially support us, you can do that a number of different ways. Unfortunately, the Amazon affiliate link, as far as I know, does not work on mobile. So you have to be on a actual computer, at the very least a tablet probably, for it to work. But there is that. So if you go through Amazon to order that new Doctor Who novel and or your steel book copy of Fury from the Deep, you can, if that's available on Amazon, you can click on our link and then order your product, and we get a small kickback, and it doesn't cost you any more. There is also Patreon, which there is an app for Patreon. Which I had for a short while and then realized I don't need this. So I offloaded it. But there is a Patreon app, so you can support us on Patreon. There's also Ko-fi, which I don't know if there's an app for Ko-fi or not. There might be. I wouldn't be surprised. And then, of course, our merchandise available through Redbubble, where you can purchase shirts and mugs and all sorts of things with our logo and other designs. And all of those ways help financially support us, which we are always grateful for when you are wanting and willing to give us your hard-earned dollar bills, yo. And then if you can't or are unable to financially support us, of course, the easiest way to support us, it doesn't cost you any money, just a little of your time, is to rate and leave us a review on your chosen podcast app and or platform, if it so allows you to do so.
And we did mention Patreon, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So with that, we shall sign off for this week.
This is Brittany and Bethlehem saying goodnight.
This is Sally from Wisconsin saying good evening.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana, and all the food delivery apps and
Yeah, I wasn't gonna like Those goes without saying.
Yes.
And I should admit how many of those I actually have on my phone.
And Pinterest. And I swear there's Reddit. There's an app for everything.
You have been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. You can find more episodes and information at the5ishfangirls.com. Any and all books, movies, games, and any other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied. If you wish to support the show, the easiest way is to leave us a rating and review. More ratings and reviews will make it easier for others to find the show. If you wish to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/5ishfangirlspodcast. All money goes towards fees and equipment to keep the show going. For official Five-ish Fangirls merchandise, visit redbubble.com/people/5ishfangirls. We love hearing from our listeners and encourage feedback. You can email us at fiveishfangirls@gmail.com. You could also like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/5ishfangirls. Thank you so much for listening, and may the squee be with you.